MSI, DHL, Alienware, Betway, Logitech G, and PaySafeguard.
Potential. The allure of it can be intoxicating, as what is possible borders with what is probable. Team Liquid's legacy has been one filled with hints of greatness, blossoming periods of improvement, and yet the biggest trophies have still eluded them. 2 years ago, they stood one match from the major title in Cologne, but saw a dominant SK push them aside. At ESL One New York 2017, they were playing some of their best Counter-Strike, only to see the emergence of a then unbeatable FaZe clan snuff out their aspirations. Never has a Team Liquid lineup boasted as much potential combined with as much probable strengths as now, though. Their stacked trio of stars can produce performances worthy of any of the world's best team. They have added a key piece to shore up their teamwork and composure.
Oh my goodness, Nitro gonna try and do what he can. 1v2, he's pulled it back, 1v1 now, and one man left to topple, it's gonna be Glade!
The time has come for Team Liquid to stop teasing us and show us they can be one of CSGO's greatest.
The first map of day 2 here for ESL One Cologne, and we get to see North versus Liquid go all the way and more, plus change. I do have Thorin and none other than Sponge hanging out with me to try and go ahead and break this one down. It was coming into a map that we were actually not necessarily sure about how it was going to be playing out. It was North map pick, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And Duncan, you kind of started that story by saying that it made sense to you, North trying to find a home ground. They haven't really had one.
Yes.
From what you've seen, do you think they're on their way?
It was decent.
It was tight.
You have to remember, like, in terms of actual, like, performance level, there's a mismatch. Team Liquid has much better players at the moment. North is still trying to work people like Mertz into the lineup. Kjaerbye's still a bit hit and miss. So I think in terms of the matchup, that's why I think it was so even, because Team Liquid, I think, have much better players. And even in this game, some of them looked much better, but they looked a lot more lost on this one. That's why I think it was the right pick for North.
Yeah, and this has to be one of Liquid's worst performing maps of recent times, right? It's something that they tend to struggle on. If you look at their strategies on this on their T side, there's a more like opening moves that get them into territory so their players can make plays and make a lot of kills. Now, sure, NAF was going off, but when you're unable to convert, when they're just sitting in the back lines picking you off one at a time, life gets very difficult. And we saw that starting to come in even more so when we get it to overtime and North were just taking full control.
But I mean, I love that as you kind of synced up with, Liquid, one of their worst maps, and it was literally 6-0 to Liquid.
Yeah.
And it shows that North really did have an awful starting hand.
That also, unfortunately, though, shows why North picked this map, because North are grinders. Like, they can absolutely get those 7-8 rounds that they need to make it a close game. And in fact, if you notice over the last few months, considering they haven't had, like, the greatest placings, they still always get, like, 3 maps against all these teams. They still always get, like, on the opponent's map to a close match.
Well, here's the thing. This North roster with this core 5 has actually played more maps than the Liquid one with Taco. It doesn't feel that way because
feels
we've seen...
impossible,
Exactly, right?
How?
But that's because they've had to play more online qualifiers.
Right.
And they've been playing tournaments that aren't on the tier 1 kind of level, right? So we haven't been seeing them as much, but they've been grinding away and practicing and slowly ramping up. Just to build on that first half point, they won 7 rounds in the first half and they didn't win pistol.
Yep.
So that's how many gun rounds they had to grind into that game. And that's very difficult to do on a T-sided train.
And one man who's no stranger to the grind and has certainly been landing on his feet both in this map and since he put the jersey on is Valde. He's standing by with Stunner for a mid-series interview. Let's check in with Trace and see what one of their stars has to say.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Machine Richardson. I'm here with Valde, and of course, he just put on a stellar performance on Train, which turned out to be a lot closer than I think you guys would have anticipated. Let's go ahead and kick it off with that first half, and I would say a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah, for sure. We started out really slow. I think it will always happen when you lose the T-pistol round on Train. A lot of times it feels like you're just running your head against a wall, and yeah, they were running some double up setup and overall just had a lot of good flash peaks and stuff. So we took some time to get started on the T side, but ended up getting the rounds we needed.
Well, the rounds you needed certainly set you up for the next half, right? If we fast forward a little bit into the CT side of things, even there was just a little bit of a struggle, but obviously you guys were able to bring it to overtime. Talk to me about how you're feeling on CT Train.
Our CT train is very up and down, also in practice. Like one practice, we can get 13, 14 rounds consistently, and the next week or next event, we'll have a really shitty CT side. So it's very up and down, and it's based upon like your communication. So if we have a good day in terms of communication, we'll do very well. But if not, then it's going to be really shaky. So yeah, we clinched out in the end, and I'm happy about that.
Well, you guys do look really calm and composed over there. You look really collected, even though it was just pure chaos going into overtime. You get into overtime, you guys are able to shut it down there, and now we move on to Inferno. So talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling on Inferno. Do you have that sort of confidence? Is the team ready for it?
Yeah, we've been having really good results lately on Inferno, I think. So we have a very good game plan going into Inferno, and we know exactly what to do. So now it's about execution, and hopefully we can take the win 2-0.
2-0 would be the dream, wouldn't it, Alex? And just with that, let's go ahead and see if it's going to happen. Back to you, the desk, boys.
Thanks very much. That's Valde and Trace throwing up signs and having a good time. But we want to talk about that calm and composed North that Trace and Valde were talking about. And actually, Chad, you have got that telestration and those POVs up. You want to talk a little bit about the strategical depth?
Yeah, we're going to head over to the screen. Yeah, Alex, we're going to make our way over there. I think, you know, tactically speaking, this roster is better than Liquid, right? I think that they have, you know, more depth on their T sides than that of the Liquid team who just kind of make plays. Now, looking at this, we're 6-6, we're around number 13, and this is a strategy that I want to point out and show you that it's really well thought out. Now, you can see over here that the rotation has already come over towards the inner bomb side. There's going to be 2 players they have to deal with, but it's quite clear this is already going to be an inside execute. All 5 players are already towards the inner bomb site, ready and raring to go. As we start playing this, where I want you to have your focus is here on Mertz. He's just going to post up and look towards CT connector as they push down, and Kjaerbye and Valde are going to run down, and they're actually going to wrap onto the bomb site. So you can see here, Kjaerbye leading the way. He's got overseeing here by Mertz from this position. He doesn't even have to worry about connectors, able to wrap on the bomb site, find the opening kills, trade out onto the site, and then from there, the CTs are just left to save. So they really couldn't do anything. They got wrapped on, and it wasn't the normal approach. The normal approach, just to quickly show people when you're coming into the bomb site, would actually just come down low ramp and straight in and funnel into the site. In this situation, they've pushed all the way up, they've continued through, and then they've wrapped onto the site and made the kills from that angle. So it's making it a little bit more difficult for the CTs to deal with.
Was it smoked, or was it just covered by Mertz?
Covered by Mertz, and there's also a deep connector smoke that actually lands like just here. So this smoke here is actually in connector. So they have to push out of it to take that duel.
Mertz is watching.
And Mertz has full advantage in that duel.
Understood. You know what, while you're there, why don't we seize the opportunity? Inferno's our next map. Why don't you just give us the lowdown on what we have to expect, especially from that CT side. They say they've done their homework, that North have prepared and are feeling confident. I want to just see if you've got any kind of updates for me as to how they were structured on that Inferno map.
So the thing is, the way that they play their CT side, it's a lot of gamble stacks that we're talking about here. I just had to change the toolbar over for you quickly, Alex, but they go for a banana play here. Obviously, the classic smoke the bottom. They get the lovely Molotovs in to cut out the choke points, but the difference is we have the likes of MSL being hyper-aggressive, potentially pushing through Molotovs, Kjaerbye there to support, and then the third man, Mertz, who floats over with the AWP, is actually supporting at the start of the round. He's going to throw a flashbang like this, and
over the
land over the roof, so it lands behind them and they can take the jewels. They get full banana control from here. That's just one of the setups they do.
He rotates back to H.
Exactly. There's another setup where they actually set it up for Mertz. They post him up with the AWP, and then they're going to play 4 players back over towards A. So they're going to have Kjaerbye and Valde, who are normally the A anchors, both over towards the quad side, and then MSL and Kjaerbye, after they've set up the B player of Mertz, are both going to play the arch side, and they just have 4 players focusing on middle and make it much more difficult for an A attack to come in.
So what's interesting there, and I'll let you make your way back, Chad, after that one, but, you know, is that considered a gamble stack? You know, when you have you're leaving the AWP there, that still, to me, feels like a gamble, but perhaps not in its purest form.
Well, it can obviously be overwhelmed, right? But they're banking on the fact here that they don't know when you're going to put this piece of the puzzle in. Sure, if you see Mertz at the top of banana, it doesn't necessarily mean it's just Mertz there, but these are the things that they tend to lead into. When you have 4 players committed on mid, I've seen it work where a team will just run in and they just mow them down. I've seen it work where Mertz gets pushed back onto the B bomb site, he lives, and MSL or someone in the team made the call to have 4 players retake through banana. Never a good idea.
It's also a big deal to me, like what team you're playing against. Like it might work against Team Liquid because they don't really have like a super in-depth T side. They don't really have one of the best in-game leaders. If you're playing like, for example, against Na'Vi and Zeus, that entire style is like pressure, find out which site we're going to hit, last second switch up. So actually like a gamble stack against a team like that almost inevitably will fail, you know. So to me, you've got to know your opponent as well. And the problem North's had is they've been doing it against everyone at the moment, you know. That makes it feel like a panic, you know, as opposed to a great move, you know.
But they've even got moves where, you know, on their force buy rounds or their eco pistol upgrade rounds, they have like a smoke wall that they tend to do almost all the time on the T side towards pit. And look, it works. But if you know it's coming, life's going to get very difficult. You just get countered the whole time, Alex.
Yeah, and I certainly know what's coming, which is more Counter-Strike. Thank you for your patience for those watching at home. And it is time for us to be getting into the action. The second map is Inferno. Team Liquid up against the ropes. Their dreams of that ESL One Cologne crowd and trophy hang in the balance. Their performance up against the Danes determines it all. Back to your casters, though, it's Henry G and Strategical to guide you through.
And Taco, of course, wanting to get back into the Cathedral of Counter-Strike because he is a defending champion with SK last year. But he might not get that far without winning on this map. Look at Mertz as well, as North will start out on the CT side. He's already down behind them in Banana, and he's going to run them over. AZ gets the second kill, not to be misled, but he'll turn around and get the bomb. This is a slaughter.
Well, what can he say about that one? Rushing down middle, finding 2 kills, not too bad, is it? AZ with the backup there for Mertz, manages to protect him from the underpass. It will be a 5-on-2 now. Not impossible to win these ones, but very unlikely, as Liquid even flashed themselves there. And he's spotted. They can see the bomb. I'm not even sure how Liquid will recover that to begin with.
Liege wants to isolate them. Gonna realize he's got a hard time doing so. Somehow gets a kill despite 3 players peeking against him, but it's Twist left now in a 1 versus 4. Fast start to the round, and now it's just prolonging, I think, the inevitable. At this
Gets his kill.
point, smoke off, they're gonna push through. Surely.
He can get a plant now.
I'm surprised they haven't. The fact that they haven't actually buys a little more time. You're right, Twist can run this. He can run this, he wants to switch, but the switch slows him down and he gets taken out of the equation. You're right, he could have got a plant, and if he did, that would have been a tremendous effort considering the circumstances.
His teammates spotted 4 of them towards Banana. I'm surprised he didn't just knife out, get that bomb down. That's kind of disappointing. 1 kill doesn't really do much for him, but a plant gives his teammates significant cash, but went for the glory instead. Maybe he thought they'd be a lot quicker behind him, but the fact he had that smoke of Banana, he found that kill middle, I would say go for it. Just go to even get that extra cash injection. They're not going to force buy here, though, fully. They are going to get Deagles and CZs, but no armor, no nades. So trying to keep money a little bit stronger, perhaps. North with the UMP MP7 combo. Chad did point out that MSL likes to be aggressive. As he gets the first pick, he's got the flames and the smoke towards T-steps. And that's the opening pick. That's all they had to do. They can fall back at this point. No one needs to keep challenging.
Mertz backs all the way off toward the library. All right, they don't really need to do much in this situation, given the MP7s and the UMP as well. They can farm up a little bit of cash if they're patient. As Twist tries to fire off a Deagle. Taco succeeded. He actually catches Mertz through the edge of the wall. That's in front of front library, where we previously saw his position. A trade again as Elige actually gets pulled down. It is easy to pull the level and the favor back toward north side. Taco and Naf still both with Deagles. Bomb still in, well, I was going to say in their hands, but then no sooner do I say it, Henry, and they make a liar out of me. The words of Murray Walker, I don't make predictions, I make prophecies that immediately get proven untrue.
I've been there many times.
The quote was something along those lines.
Yeah. It's going to be PT50s and Deagles again. I guess that's the benefit of not force buying fully. You do get second crack at it. Round 3. And we'll see whether they can make a bit of a dent here, just ringing off the bells. They did manage to get 2 kills previously, but...
I always forget those bells don't make noise.
I think it's a bell now.
It's just the bell, I know. Yeah. But I always forget about it because you're so used to the old bells, right?
One.
And it's, yeah. It's
you guys can't see it. I can look at it.
That's fine, yeah. I can see it too, Henry. We don't need to include the audience. That's not why we're here. Mertz already damaged, taken down to 38, still holding on to these MP7s as they bring out a little more firepower. Keep in mind that if that bomb plant did happen in round 1, if Twist had gotten away, we might see AKs out right now, which would have been arguably the advantage to Liquid against the SMGs. Instead, they'll have to wait 1 more. With Mertz already down on 38, not a big deal. They can concede. He can try and go hunting for kills if he really wanted to. And concede giving up those 2 SMGs to get the guns ready, and I'm sure he would love to get an AWP. Unfortunately, with $500, he's a long way away from that in the first gun round. That said, Kjaerbye could farm up some cash, maybe drop him 1 if he's really feeling kind. Mertz behind the pillar. Does get damage, but not the kill. Naf down to 5. Nitro, meanwhile, still sneaking in from the smoke. Valde's going to flash high from Kjaerbye. That'll aid Mertz. He does find 2 kills. That brings him up to a total of 1,700. So
quite to the AWP, but going to be relatively close in the next round to having a full buy for everyone. Kjaerbye stays up with the MP7, so we'll see what he elects to do, but AKs across the board as expected from Liquid.
Absolutely so. There we have it. They will have an MP7 left over from the previous round north, that is. Mertz with the AWP prospect there. He can buy it himself, he wouldn't have an armor. No one else can drop him one, so what's the play here? He will buy the glass cannon AWP in a flashbang. And as Chad pointed out, he likes to go towards B, get aggressive. He won't be there this round though, he's actually the top of middle for now with Valde at the bench. That barrel does stick out somewhat, but it looks like this is almost perfect. First 2 kills coming in. North are really making all the moves here. This is a fantastic round by them. Mertz with the 3rd kill of the round. Nitro's been tagged up as well, 34 points of health. 4 on 2, Taco. A desperation player almost at this point. He'll just have to walk out the apartments and see what's available to him. I don't think he'll get much done, but I'll give it a go. Surely Ace spotted him there. And there's the kill. Didn't quite, but still a nice reaction. Nitro left in the 4 versus 1. Liquid are getting battered right now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, when you consider, again, they were 5-0 up in the first map. They ended up winning the first half only 8-7, and then they were 15-10 up. They won 1 round in overtime. So what's that? They lost 9 of 10, and now 3. So they've won 1 round in the last 12, 13. I'm not. Look, I'm going to stop this today.
What the point he's trying to make is they've lost a lot of rounds. That's it. So
normally I can pull this off. Yeah. Today, for some reason, it's coming home, and I'm a little slow.
Well, Nitro, he's got 30 seconds at this point. Not really sure what he's hoping to happen, but mistake is going to be made, but not a significant one. AZ jumps round, recovers, and manages to find a pretty clean round there for North. Didn't give much up at all. They really took it to Liquid there. Liquid are just expecting a nice default round, let's get some banana control, but no. They had players at bench, Mertz at the top protecting him. They had 3 players at B. It was a really special round, actually. Like, great grenade usage as well. You see 3 of them flying in. 1, 2, 3. Cup of tea, takedown twists, and there we go.
See you right now. Declan, can I get a cup of tea, please? Thank you very much.
Just ordering him via the power of the airwaves. It's going to be a party by here for Liquid. Maximum loss bonus coming in. Bit of a banana push. Wouldn't say rush necessarily. They have to go for the flames here as they start to be gunned down. Ooh, that smoke not really coordinated with his teammate, but still should be fine. One player has made it through towards CT Sport, making 2 of them. Will they get a frag? No, they will not. That's the bomb going down. And the round, I would say, clean sweep again for North. Their money must be spiraling out of control. $10,000 for Kjaerbye. Same story for MSL and AZ, really. And Liquid haven't really made much of a dent at all. Any kills they've really got in those 2nd and 3rd rounds, they got a couple of the MP7 players down. That was about it. We'll get into round number 6 here. And they're on the T side of Inferno, but this is their pick. And they haven't really showed any promise whatsoever, but very early days.
No, yeah, this has gone downhill so quickly for Liquid. It's actually unbelievable when you consider it. Flash is high, Mertz trying to get through the smokes to see above, and they'll finally boost him up. That'll give him clear vision. Clairvoyance. Need. Ooh. Decent. Nitro sitting on top of that, essentially.
This is why Inferno is so cool. A coordinated team that know how to use their utility correctly, and now they realize they can actually overwhelm their opponents with correct HEs and incendiaries. It can be a really fun map to watch. It's my favorite to cast, absolutely. Seeing some of the innovations that Astralis really have made with the grenades. You can see North taking a leaf out of their book as smoke starts to be deployed here. Valde holding up towards the arch. Nitro, remember, took those nades to the face. He's down at 40 HP. They have got a bit further in the default this time. Taco can hear the shots now coming from the pit. He's quite good at finding frags from that position, but can he get his timings right?
Taco. Timing, you said get it right. He certainly got it right with the flash, but just missed on his opportunity to find AZ. He does pursue and chase him down. Liquid with a very, very healthy margin in this round. Find themselves in a 5 versus 2 against Mertz and MSL, who finds 1, but Elijah's easily able to trade off of that, having already perched himself up in Boiler. He'll pounce upon the opportunity.
He certainly will. That was a really nice round from Liquid. That's much better. They allowed themselves a bit of time in the beginning to negate any sort of aggression from the CTs, wait for those nades. Sure, they took a bit of damage in the form of Nitro, but still managed to get their default rolling. Taco in position. Smoke towards Library, flash out, really good flashes as well. You saw how effective those were. Easy had to drop down in the pit. Taco, sure, didn't get that first kill initially, but made up for it. Found the other player towards a broken wall, jumps in towards the pit, takes down AZ as well. And that's Taco pretty much winning it single-handedly. Really nice opening towards the A side. And Mertz, just to save the EWP here, Liquid are now on the board, 5-1. 4 players survive, means money's going to be relatively healthy as well. They have got to reinvest in all the grenades, but still, North, like we said, $10,000 on a few of those players. They'll easily be able to buy up here. And there is a timeout called by North.
So they want to respond immediately. The timeout works for Liquid. They'll see if they can use it in their favor now. 4 available. We'll go over this again. I just want to point out as well that much like Belo Horizonte and the group stages at many events, we are at the new ESL offices, I point out, by the way, in Cologne. New a year and a bit, but new to us. We've not been here, and it's far different than where we used to broadcast Pro League from. Much better. Point is, we're here. They are still back at the hotel, yet they're still wearing the in-ears with the noise canceling over them.
Yeah, they are. I guess it's because it's quite a small environment, so they could probably hear the communications and stuff.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess...
And the hat rule being in effect as well.
Sure.
Because if you're going to wear the noise canceling, you don't want a gap.
Well, that's Taco. Like I said, missed out on that first kill, but certainly made up for it. What a nice little sequence this was. 2 kills, first round on the board, job done. But still a lot of work ahead of them here. Already a map down if you're just joining us. As we get into round number 7 here, the sound will come back very quickly, I assure you. As we'll see single orb setup. You remember it was North that looked so good at the double orb setup when they went to on train. That's certainly viable on Inferno as well. Winner 30, Nitro already tagged up again. Those grenades really have been a nightmare for him. Very vulnerable to the wallbang there if the AWP was available, but it's on the other side of the map watching Boiler Room right now. Remember, North played against Fnatic on Inferno yesterday. And it was actually their T side is where they did most of their best work. Their CT side was very flat. They actually only got 3 rounds on their CT side.
Actually, a really good point. That's absolutely true. In fact, they almost made the comeback, and a reminiscence of yesterday as well. Mertz actually hit that shot yesterday through the very narrow perspective of looking up the stairways at Boiler today. It doesn't pay off. He goes down. It gives the advantage, despite doing massive amounts of damage onto Nitro early in this round, it gives the advantage to Liquid as they take over the mid wall. AZ in pit. He'll hang out on A by himself. Valde playing very passively toward the arch. There you go. Holding behind the statue, which the Danish players have a very specific name for.
Do they?
They do.
I'm not aware of it. Either way, 5-on-4. Liquid with another good opening pick this time. AZ is very strong towards the pits. Will he be able to find more frags here? This is lovely work. Gets one, tags up the other, but now Fly still alive and kicking. Equalizes things to a 2-on-2.
Yeah, the fact that he is alone in the pit, he brings this down to a 2 versus 2. That's an incredibly good job altogether. It goes to show you why pit is so important. Nitro still with 7 HP is alive in this round. Starts early for him in terms of receiving damage. He goes down to 2 HP, but still survives and gets a kill on top of it as well. Good round win from Liquid. They avoid the reset, at least for now.
Yeah, that was quite impressive, especially Nitro putting himself in a position. So considering he's got such low HP, he knows he can only really expose his head, because if he gets headshot, he's dead regardless, right? HP doesn't become a factor there. It's a more difficult shot for him to hit, sure, but it's even more difficult for them because he's the one bobbing and weaving, picking when he wants, and just takes all the aggro away for his teammate. Naf comes in, finishes off the job. Really good round, and this will be the final buy now for North. It's pretty decent still. They did get 5 rounds in a row, but the last couple of rounds have been problematic. Mertz with a chance to open things up there as the aggression continues towards B. It's Kjaerbye and indeed MSL. 3 players here this time. Gotta leave MSL there by the looks of things as another grenade connects.
Yeah, the Danish team's seemingly proficient with nades. We know Astralis is. We know they've made a point of it, but North seemingly doing a lot of damage in this particular map. So Valde this time will play on the stairs to Graveyard. AZ will rotate into the pit. It's MSL alone at Banana, but Kjaerbye is heading back in that direction, and I presume they'll go for the boost once this smoke is deployed, because that's where Kjaerbye is going to arrive.
Well, after 7 rounds, MSL has done 240 damage with utility. So
not bad.
For one player, that really isn't bad. I guess it's Kjaerbye we could look at who's with him. He's done 100.
3 and a bit kills. Yeah. Obviously, it's not. It's distributed over a multitude of players, but you get the point.
Well, Liquid now. No HP on a couple of players. Naf, it's been so good for them. He's the only player that really shone for me on train. 25 seconds, all 5 players here. Mertz ready and waiting though with the AWP. Smoke comes in, nails the shot, just trying to buy some time for his boosted teammate here. That's going to be Kjaerbye, bombs down. With 15 seconds, this should be enough, but now this does get a little bit more awkward, but Mertz keeps on hitting shots, buys him a bit more time. 8 seconds on the clock, still need to plant here. That's going to go down comfortably, but can MSL stop it?
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as the Liege went down, there was no question Nitro was a sitting duck at that point in time. Great shot from Mertz. He misses that. 8 seconds. They would have had the bomb down much sooner. He would have been out of the equation with another player left alive. It would have potentially gone the other way. So that was a crucial kill in the round. 6-2 for North. They respond after conceding 2. And in doing so, it comes very light in terms of money for Liquid.
Well, there we have it. Deagle for Taco, that's all he's got available to him. But Mertz, this was a nice little sequence by him, turning into a fantastic AWP. He had a strong performance in their semi-finals. Performance as Star Ladder. He was actually one of the fantastic players at the event and did a very good job. Didn't get further than the semis, but still, that event was promising at least. Mertz now guaranteed kill, falls back. Great stuff. Taco will find an AK at this point.
Taco actually exchanges in favor, takes down Mertz. That AWP has been such a problem for them. I have to say Mertz has been impressive in this series. I'll give him credit. Train, he didn't have a massive amount of contribution in the first half, but certainly did once they got to the pivotal rounds.
Absolutely. They do find a kill in return. Mertz, after finding that great pick, maybe overcommitted a little bit too much to the second. Good positioning by Taco though. 50 seconds here, round 9. Liquid already mapped down, facing elimination here. Really need to take it to a third, which is nuke.
Still on that stairwell. Smokes were down to isolate Pit because they got wrecked by it last time, and he's got a better position. He's got an angle. Taco's trying to spray him back, and he'll be patient and hold. He doesn't want to move at all. AZ still has the Pit beside him, and as we saw it, MSL is working one side. Kjaerbye slid up the other. They aren't ready for him to arrive so soon, so a quick kill on Nitro, and smartly doesn't overcommit, doesn't even wrap around. He says, Valde, you can get the guy in the corner. I'm going back to Boiler, where he'll get Taco.
How scary is that? You've killed a player, you're in the graveyard, you know they're planting the bomb in front of you, and you're just not peeking, you're just waiting. That's a great amount of discipline showed there by Valde. Really cool stuff by him. Stays alive the entirety of the round. Finishes things off after his teammate comes in with the slide. Round towards quad. Gets that attention. Valde finishes off the job. Great stuff. Bomb planted, but no real money there for Team Liquid. 7-2 down. Have to take another eco here. Round 10 coming through. North. Certainly in the driving scene. Like we said, just to reiterate, it was on their T side that North looked most impressive against Fnatic. They only got 3 rounds in their CT half yesterday. So this is much better. Bodes very well for them, and so does that. Mertz will get the first pick, facing towards second middle, knowing they're going to be low on money. Gets a nice opener. That's all he needs to do now. Didn't show enough discipline the previous round. Once you get the opening picks, you confirm the reco, just get back in the crossfires. You don't want to have any single duels. At least though, good positioning. He's managed to sneak up towards the hay bales here. Not the ideal weapon for the job, but he's making it work. That wasn't a bad attempt. Gets the headshot at that range.
Yeah, Valde on 16. Certainly feel that one in the morning. Nothing a few aspirin can't fix, Henry.
Indeed.
Nitro will swing back in with his Deagle. Top of vault middle. Taco still inside of the apartment doorway. Same weapon. Making it work as well. He'll get AZ. 2 shots. Second one was a headshot. That would have done on its own right, but takes damage in doing so. Down to 19. Now Valde has to be concerned of the fact that he can't peek. No need to make this any more expensive than it need be.
Indeed. That's all they have to do. Hold the crossfires. Got that intel. Doesn't have to keep challenging. Just run the clock down. Make them make a commitment. As they start to head back towards B. Good smoke by Kjaerbye, but he is there alone. If he goes down, there's every chance it could fall apart. But he's in a strong position. They won't have a smoke for CT spawn, and it looks like they're actually going to be finishing up towards middle, at least where the bomb is heading. Nice work by MSL. Don't have to commit to this again, but going to find both the kills. Nice work. As Naf now wants to die. That sounds a little bit weird, but he actually wants to die here because he'll get no money if he survives past the 5 seconds. And
an AK,
he got an AK. That's not okay. That's true.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
he picked up the AK on rotation,
You're right.
so he's fine. He's still going to carry that over, but otherwise,
notice that.
absolutely. It's fine. I got you, Henry. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. So
I'll
he
hold your hand.
He had 2,700, so he has the AK. That's fine. He can still buy armor and utility and a deagle. So he definitely didn't want to die. You're right. But there we go.
Die.
8-2. Shut up. And it will be Mertz back on the AWP. And we'll see a nice healthy buy for Team Liquid. And they're going to have to start posting some rounds now. Ideally, you want to be looking for 5 or 6 on the T side of Inferno. 2 really won't cut it. So pressure firmly on their side of the server as the tactical timeout comes in for Liquid this time. Obviously, MSL gets the chat as well. He'll be looking like he's talking with Kjaerbye. And I saw some kind of sign language going on there. I think they're planning to drop a nuke on the banana area. 3 grenades again.
So hold for a minute, talk things over, see if Liquid can claw back into this. 8 rounds already for North is the half at least secure, but saying winning the half to me is always, you know, factually, yeah, okay, you got more rounds than the other team. That's not really what applies. There's so many conditions. The fact that it's Inferno as well, 8, is that enough? I would say based on North's performance yesterday, I would, but we'll see.
Train was a prime example because, sure, Liquid won the half. They got 8 rounds, but on the CT side, that's not actually a win, is it? Right?
Exactly. So, that's what I was going for.
So that was a prime example of that. So here we go. Round 11, aggressive again. MSL and Co. Full control Banana. See, they've got that nice smoke towards T steps, the incendiary right behind it. So if anyone does push through, they're going to get wrecked. And Mertz gets the opening frag again. And that's enough for MSL. He's like, you know what, boys, fall back. This is what we wanted, the opening kill. We've got it. Make them work for it now. As they fall back, Kjaerbye boosted on the site. Nitro is trying to walk in here. Needs to be very careful. And go down. No trade potential there either. Smoked off. Twists. Might have to concede this one.
Smoke toward coffins. Mertz still standing inside of the smoke. Gray screen wants to peek out from CT with a flash. But not a bang. He's fired 2 shots. Neither of them land. Third one won't either. They're getting closer. Somehow he survives. His teammate Valde was there to help him on the angle as Mertz managed one. He jumps through with a CZ. Okay, fine. Whatever, Mertz.
Got a little bit dicey there. Bit of a panic towards the end. Everyone jumping out and sacrificing themselves. Didn't have to go down like that, but still absolutely fine. They win the round. Money's relatively healthy. 9-2 up. Money's certainly not healthy for Liquid. They're all averaging about $3,000 as this one spirals out of control for them. We've had 2 rounds in total. We're going into round number 12. A lot of work has to be done. There's Taco. Look at the scoreboard right now. At the bottom, Nitro, 3-9. At the very top, not much better. Liege on 6-10. No one really providing any sort of numbers. Zeus is exhausted with this series. Not really much communication going on there.
No, you're right. There's not much going on at all. Things rather quiet. It's 9-2. And guns gone again for Liquid. No one able to save over an AK this time. Naf will head toward Banana quickly with the Deagle in hopes that he'll find a kill. Has a smoke with him, perhaps knowing that he would be Molotov, that he wanted to extinguish those. Damage is distributed. Easy goes down to 17, but Alicia's gone and Naf's left on 5, so the win to North in that regard.
I would say so. Looking for double digits here. Aggression again towards B. They can't be contained right now. Mertz with a chance to get a kill. He's missed a few in the last couple of rounds. It hasn't been too detrimental. They still win the rounds, so not too much of a big deal. You can see the money's still relatively low for North, but this is almost a guaranteed victory up against the Pistols. But if it does get closer than expected, could find themselves with some financial woes. Good incendiary and good follow-up frag. Kjaerbye can just fall back here. Doesn't have to overcommit. There we go. Smoke down, fall back. AZ dealing with the problems here. Another great deagle shot from Taco. He's had a few of them this game.
Yeah, it certainly has. There's something to be had against AZ as well. Remember, he was the one that lost HP early on. Twist will eventually find it, but it won't matter. They go 10 rounds now for North. We've only played 12. So Liquid has evaporated in this series, Henry.
They absolutely have. Nothing.
They're not looking solid. A little more like a gas.
That's... You've used that before.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm not going to
Damn,
just yet.
I don't like repeat. It's pretty bad when we've done so much that even I can't remember what I've said before.
Yeah, you've definitely had that one. Either way, round 13, Twist with no utility, but he has got the AWP. So maybe one of those purchases that just suggests that, okay, nothing's working, boys. Let's just get Twist on the orb. It looks like he might get a frag here. He's very patient, but now drops off as he looks towards the top of middle. The grenade's coming in again. This time not connecting as well. There was actually 3 HEs towards the T-steps there. Luckily, he was not at the top. Mertz, though, he'll be taken down. Same story of Valde. This aggression finally shut down as Team Liquid have a 5 versus 3. Make it 4 bomb down T-steps. That is not good news.
Nitro.
That's the tactic out the window.
He's gone. In toward, yeah, you're right. Certainly is out the window, down and toward the bench at lower mid, but still can't spot where Kjaerbye's run off to. He'll hide up in toward the balcony. In fact, going to the underpass, Twist could get caught by this. He's not aware that Twist is actually just sitting directly in front of him. He is now back to a 2 versus 3, and a bit of an escape plan now for Kjaerbye. Look at AZ as well. Oh, Nitros. Yeah, that opens up B. The round should now go to Liquid.
That was a really nice idea as well. I thought he was going to pull that one off, but Nitro had his number. Looking towards the smoke. If he didn't check that, that was 2 kills guaranteed, and maybe even the round. Well, there it is. Looks like Liquid will be pulling this one off. Got very uncomfortable. They get the first 2 kills, but MSL pushing Banana once again. Finds the bomber T-steps, and finally, something does go in favor of Liquid. 10-3. Still need these last 2 rounds. Money's not great for North, as we mentioned before. I'd assume they still buy this one. Well, time will tell.
So 3 rounds achieved, but get to 5, you might give themselves a bit of an opportunity. They've got, speaking of opportunity, double op on the T side.
Now that's a difficult one to pull off.
Yeah, well, Naf and Twist, neither are primary oppers, but neither are a stranger to the weapon either. The 2 Canadians. Do you know that Canadians have 3 of the 4 longest shots in history? Confirmed kills. So maybe there's something in it to have 2 Canadian operators in your team. Maybe that is the answer. Taco's gonna take down Mertz. Nitro forced off the angle by a smoke. This is quite good from Valde because they won't expect it. They thought that smoke was self-preservation. It's actually to attack. The problem is, the attack doesn't yield a kill. I almost say that it got 2 because that was nearly a lineup. Nitro managing to find the headshot, but AZ's done better. It takes down Taco and Elige as they work out from the apartments. Cell has snuck all the way behind them, but Naf brings it to a 1-on-1.
Well, there we go. 1 versus 1. AZ's low, so that's CZ. Perfect for this sort of scenario. Grabs the bomb. Throws, does the Hail Mary smoke, just, you know what, have this. In fact, it didn't even make it over.
Yeah, bounced back to top mid.
So actually could have worked. If that landed perfectly top middle, that could actually help him out. It hasn't. But he's got a plan B. That should be round, considering there's so much time. He can get any position he wants. Hold of the orb. AZ's low. And what does he do here? What's the play? Does he save the orb, or does he run in for it? Bomb's going to be almost gone by the time he even gets that.
No kid either. I think there's one in Banana? No, where MSL went down bottom of middle. Either way, you're right. Naf's had so much time to post up, and we saw this similar position yesterday. I think it was from Mertz, actually. Maybe it was Cathedral. Either way, you hold the corner, force the player inside of the site so that you can control the angle rather than letting him fall off it, and AZ's already realized there's no time available to this. It goes the way of Liquid. Naf will go down, concede the AWP. I say that is no exchange and make sure that AZ falls with him, but it's 10-4. Finally, Liquid starting to get rounds in sequence. That's the 2nd time in a row they've won 2 in a row. So nothing new.
And the money's wrecked for the final round, so this could be a bit of a comeback here. 5 rounds, certainly possible. Not ideal, but it's a lot better than what it was looking like. As they get into round number 15, they're just up against 4 CZs, 1 UMP. Should be around for Liquid here, but I said that with bated breath. We'll see what happens here. AZ, great attempt. He's had a decent game so far. He's got 13 kills. Playing that pit position very strongly. No double orb set of this time, not a single orb on the map right now. Final round of the first half. 2nd map for elimination game. Whoever loses this series is going home.
So bomb intentionally left at the bottom of mid. going home indeed. One trip slightly farther than the other.
We've had NIP removed and Gambit.
It's true, Gambit underwhelming in this event as well.
Yeah, especially with the new signing. We thought maybe that will rekindle some hope for them, but another last place finish.
As much as Hobbit wants to in-game lead, get him back to fragging. Well, Valde goes down first. Elige opens the kills. He'll try and open up the A site by removing AZ underneath of the quad. Good find on the AK-47. We now sit with 2 men down, 44 seconds to go, and make it just 1 remaining as Kjaerbye has a CZ to the cubby. Topside mids, 38 seconds, and 10-5. Liquid give themselves a fighting chance.
Definitely do. That's much better up towards the end. As we mentioned, the money was always on the brink. Sure, Liquid were losing a lot of rounds, but they were making them close, as they found plenty of frags towards the end. When they finally did win a round, it actually completely sabotaged the money of North, and they gave it the last 3. So it's 10-5. Liquid, I would say they need the pistol the way they're playing today. I don't think they're looking as electric as usual. There's the nade sequence from North. That was actually a lot of fun to watch. They're relentless pushing towards Banana and bottom and middle. The grenades towards the T-steps. It was pretty overwhelming, quite stifling for Team Liquid. And that's had a good showing as well. And remember, like I say one more time, against their T side actually looked much better than their CT side yesterday. So this is all looking good for North to find the 2-0. You can see the odds certainly favoring them right now, but Liquid can bring this back. Don't worry about that.
Again, an explosive start to the pistol. The music's not even stopped playing. Fat Lady certainly isn't sung because it's a 3 versus 3. The round is inconclusive based on the opening kills, unlike what we had in the first half pistol when Mertz bulldozer down middle with AZ in tow.
Oh, B's open.
And wide open. Smoke down as well now. It's not going to be able to do anything about it. Desperate to fire pistol shots through his smoke against one armored opponent. I was going to say armored opponents. There's only one. Mertz is the only one that has one left. In fact, they went for the utility. The utility certainly does help them get to the site eventually. And the bomb going down now becomes a matter of equation and time. Naf has the kit, which will buy a bit more of it, but can he get close enough to the site? So far, he's gotten to ruins.
Mertz waiting for Taco. Taco, such low HP, can't really justify anything more than holding up. He does hit a wonderful shot there. Mertz be kicking himself there, considering he was such low HP. But Valde now controlling the situation, 2 versus 1. That should be it. MSL will close things out. Huge victory there for North. They're looking for the 3-0 here. If they can get it, it'll be 13-5. And will be a force by, presumably, by Team Liquid, and they really need this to go in their favor. On a map like Inferno, the CZs, the Deagles can be very powerful with lots of close range, little cubby holes. You can have crossfires set up to, especially towards that B site. Hold the pits with the Deagle, for example. And there's a shotgun for Taco, so that's a play. We'll see whether he can make some frags out of it. Here's the initial start, like he said, explosive to begin with. Great aim from Elige. Good reset as well, finding the second kill, but Mertz followed it up very quickly.
Taco, that's unfortunate. Wanted to get the shotgun to the corner of the stairs. Couldn't get that far. Molotov landed in the apartment hallways and forced him all the way back down to the doorway. Want to hear a knock-knock joke, Henry?
Sure.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
I should have waited because I wanted it to be the shotgun with Taco coming around. We'll come back to that. Okay. AZ starts off, Taco goes down. Apparently AZ was there. Henry, that was the joke I was going for. With a pistol, 5-7, we'll find Mertz. Kjaerbye will back away.
Remember, the CZ has been nerfed. No one's really talked about it because I don't think it's had that much impact on the game at all. Everyone's still using it, for looks of things.
Yeah, and I think that's probably, look, to borrow the term again, I'll come back to it. Hang on, twist flashed off. They haven't checked it, which meant that AZ nearly walked directly into him and got caught out. I'll use the term again that a lot of MOBAs use, or a lot of other games use, even Overwatch uses it with certain characters. DPS, damage per second. I think it's still high with that gun.
Yeah.
I know you bring it up because there's a 5-7 in this round, which is what made you consider it, but I think it still does distribute a heck of a lot of damage. The one nerf that I was most interested in seeing the results of is the removal of the one-shot headshot kill.
Sure.
Against armored opponents, right? That was the one that I think, quite frankly, I think more pistols could deal with that. But yeah, I think more time will tell, but so far it hasn't discouraged anyone away from it instantly.
No, what I meant was like, sure, I appreciate it's still going to be used. I don't want it removed or anything like that. It's just like, I thought it'd be slightly more balanced with, it's only Rops, I think, uses the 5.7 out of all the pros. That's maybe the level we cast out in these sort of events, but I'm sure there's other people using it, but that's the only player comes to mind. So that's the second player now I've seen that even has it equipped. For those not aware, if you want to use the 5.7, you have to overwrite basically the CZ. You have to equip the 5.7.
It's like the silenced M4 versus the regular.
So that's why it's a bit of an interesting conversation. People seem to be favoring the CZ still.
Yeah, I think it's a good nerf should be subtle, so maybe more time will tell if it's been enough. Remember as well, we didn't have it in Belo Horizonte. We reverted back because the patch was implemented so quickly before that event. Teams wouldn't have had time. That now they've had a week or two to, I guess, get used to it, shall we say? Getting used to the CZ is Taco. He's already got a kill with it. MSL goes down, Nitro the same, and I know what you're thinking, Henry.
Why rush B when you know they've got pistols? It just defies all sense. You know they've got CZs. They've got pistols. Why you rush B? You do not have to do that. You're giving them a fighting chance. They could stack it. You have no idea. The amount of times I see this, I just call it, normally it's quite lazy calling. You don't really know what else to say, so you just go for this. Yeah, when it works, it looks fine, but there's always a chance you run into the stack, and it's just so avoidable. They can still win this. Oh, comes down to the 1v1. That was a 13-5 guaranteed for them. Up against no armor and some CZ. They rush B. So, kind of deserved, I guess.
Yeah, sigh of relief from Taco as we snapped onto him there. Rightfully so. I mean, this buys Liquid a bit to work with. Remember that they also won round 3 of half 2 on Train, which you just finished saying it was 8-7. If North won the pistol, they could run away with it. It's what actually got them onto map point, despite that they couldn't close it. This could be another similar situation where it actually pulls them back to within a few rounds. That said, it didn't break North down entirely. They've got one more round before that happens. They have left Mertz with just a Deagle to work with. So he'll play the support role. This time you can actually call that a viable label for what he's doing because he's already flashed them toward the top middle. He's going to sit back. He'll pick up a gun on the way by if he gets that far, which now there is 1 down. Make that 2 as Naf doubles up his kill total. MSL's got good position in front of Library, but firing to bait Twist out is actually just going to call Naf back around, and that gives him a 3rd.
Well, that's going to be round done. 5-on-2. Valde and Mertz is trying to make any sort of dent they can here. 1 kill found for Valde. At 4-on-1 now. Not really having any sort of chance to win this. We'll see whether he can at least get the bomb down. If he gets this kill towards B, that could be an opening at least. But his options are very limited indeed. Nitro, the AWP, pretty much guaranteed to hit the shot. And does so. There we go. 12-7. I'm sure they'll be kicking themselves with that B rush. Could have had 13-5 right now. Instead, it's converted to 12-7. They had to buy with that round of almost no money. And now they'll have to take the eco. A chance for Liquid to get back into it.
Certainly is a chance. This is what I was talking about. This could spiral out of control. Nitro's on the AWP. Twist will hold right side top. Nade and a Molotov. Kjaerbye, lucky to be alive. He's dead. Oh, no, he's not. Excuse me. Going to the left, not the right. Now he'll get sprayed down as the Liege finds 2 kills. Valde as well. Naf's got a double of his own. And round done. Quick, concise, and clean.
Yeah, pretty non-eventful round there. 12-8. Liquid looking better now. All they needed was an opportunity. And for giving it to them. AKs across the board here. No Mertz, AWP. You can see they're still wounded from that round. See whether they can negate this AWP. Really healthy stuff now for Liquid. Got to have a buy in the bag and they lose a round.
Wow. All those nades and no damage. It's quite remarkable, actually. Now they'll get one that does a bit. Fractional, as the Liege tries to step back out similar to the last round and spray down Banana, not with as great a success. Last time he found 2 kills, this time he gets some damage, but nothing more. As they actually give up a bit of map control in the process, forced back off the angle as the AKs burrow themselves into the Banana. Smokes to land, and Nitro has to deal with it. He'll counter smoke. Back turned to avoid flashes. Wants to get in position with the AWP. Fires down the wall, whether he saw Kjaerbye or not. Doesn't matter. He had the angle right and got it done as Naf gets overrun. It's AZ that does so and immediately turns to find Elige as well. Solid performance from him so far to enter into the sites. Taco wants back in after the bomb is planted. He'll find Valde. They're not yet burrowed into their post-plant positions, and therefore he nearly got them in transition, but it is still the favor to North, and this could be finally that 13th round that evaded them, and they will be. They're going to save. Liquid's backing off, and it's 13-8.
The bomb site. AZ has looked very, very good throughout this series. 3 kills for him. That's all that's required, as Twist and Nitro will have to save it. The money's pretty decent, but still always beneficial to save the AWP where you can. 13th round finally achieved now for North. It's took them a while, but they've got there. As the T's will fall back, 3 players to survive. Nice stuff from them. Twist and Nitro are going to be comfortable. It's going to be Twist with the AK-47 to save into the next round. Number 22. As the money gets a little bit more stable for them, they could actually have a full buy now for the first time, really, considering they'll have all the grenades. Well, they have the AWP. I don't think they grabbed one. So, here's the replay. Nitro popping out. A quick scope there. Easy. Using some acrobatics on the bomb side there. As he managed to get kills through the smoke. Finishes things off with Taco. All the kills found by him.
Mertz is desperate to get through the smoke nades to clear out top banana. Elige between a rock and a hot place at this point. Molotov behind him, and he's forced forward of the sandbags. That gives him one, but only one good trade from Mertz. Naf gets him back with a nade, though, so hold on. We still have the advantage to Liquid, and this would now be a 3-round reset. Taco at the cubby wants to work his way out. Retreat to the site in safety. He'll do so safely because the smokes go down and he wants to play with a teammate. There's no need to overextend with the man advantage. AZ swings behind them. If he had found the first, they might have had a huge problem holding onto the site, but it's seemingly effortless in taking him down. The rest line up for them, and it's 13-9. And as I mentioned, that reset, this doesn't look good for North.
It doesn't, actually. They've only posted 1 round since that round 3 catastrophe. And now there's a harsh reset. They might as well just force this one. We'll see what they go for. They're going to have 4 smokes. So what is the play? They're not going to spend all that money. CZs, a couple of PT-50s, 2 players of helmets, interesting enough. Not sure why they'd go for that. But there we go. And they'll get $1,900 next round. Still going to be struggling. They really need to try and get a plant down. That's why they're investing a little bit extra, I guess.
Quick taps with the P250. Doubled position inside of the site, Twist and Naf. Goes down to isolate the entry and allow them to drop into the pit, but it's not going to give them much more in this site with no one playing there this time from Liquid. It doesn't even give them a kill. Doesn't want to overrun, no gun to grab. Twist's position is powerful. Try and bait him out of a few shots, but it won't work as Naf also swings back out. Elige arrives. Double digits for both sides. Liquid easily able to pick up their 10th.
Like I said, money still won't be great for North if they don't get the plant down there. It didn't happen. Everyone about $3,000, so another gimme round really for Liquid here. As loss bonus only sits at number 2. So going to be calling for pistols. Kjaerbye gets a bit of armor. Got 3 smokes, maybe a B execution here. Who knows? You're heading in that direction. Try and push past the nades. Taco spotted them though, so here comes the utility. It's going to do a lot of damage. My God, Naf Life spraying them down like a hot knife through butter. Manages to get Margarine. 2 frags and fall back.
No one uses butter anymore, Henry.
What?
Margarine. Base self.
I don't know what you mean. What's the margarine?
Never mind. It's M4 picked up for Kjaerbye. Good overrunning of the site. Naf going down. This gives him a chance, a slight chance. Easy. Oh, Kjaerbye is dead. Still has the M4 close to the coffins to work with, and he swings out to find Taco, but Twist has better ideas. Gets boosted up. That gives him just enough to see over the wall. Bomb gets dropped. 1:11. If Valde can actually find this next kill with the AK, despite not having armor, gets the headshot. Okay, fair enough. There might be something in it, but with no armor, aim punch massive factor, and he gets wrecked.
He certainly does. And we'll see whether this buy, finally coming in from North, will be enough for them. They are going to have AKs at the very least. I'm not sure if Merz can get the AWP at this one. I don't think he's had it this entire half. It would have to be dropped by a teammate at this point. We'll see whether that comes through. There is something on the floor. I can't make it out just yet. Don't think it's the AWP, no. It's the AK. So he's going to have that instead, as Team Liquid now actually getting quite a convincing half going. It's going to be 6-3, 13-11. And much better.
Stark contrast to what you said yesterday, because North had an abysmal first half against Fnatic. I think it was 12-3 at halftime. They brought that back pretty much to full 30 rounds, and they did so on the T side. So you'd have expected that today would have been smooth sailing, considering the start that they did have.
Well, still a map down, 13-11 down right now, but it feels like they've got back into this game. It feels possible now. There's Nuke to finish things off if required. I think it might be at this point. I'm going to have the M4s, AK, and the AWP available for the CTs here. Nitro, the one with the sniper, he'll be holding towards quad right now. Ali's right at the bottom.
Nitro holds. Molotov thrown high. Taco still waiting for the opportunity to sneak back in. Opposing side of the arch. He's stuck in the cubby at this point in time. No utility to dispel him from that area, but no support either, so potential one and done for his sake. They've fallen back, and now it's Elysian Naf to hold. Clever little angle from Naf. Just off the boards, he'll spot them as they get in. He can swing out now, he's gonna need to, but doesn't get much from it. Thankfully, Elige found two before going down, so it still works in their favor, but not exactly by design.
This is looking good for Liquid now. Attack about to be flashed through, and I feel like he's gonna get 2 kills here. There's the first, can't quite find the second. Alpha, though, playing this round perfectly. Really well played by him. 2 versus 1, though. Still possible for Kjaerbye. However, it's unlikely he can pull this off. Has got the bomb, starts to head back towards A. He's gonna actually make a long run for it. Picks up another AK. So he's gonna be guaranteed a plant here at least. And maybe more.
Yeah, this is definitely doable. It's got a bit of time to work with. They're gonna rotate together. That gives them the potential for the trade. Or does it? Do they check this position? Kjaerbye hears them both, so he knows they're both coming this way. Didn't want to stay in the corner in case they did check it. Now he knows that they're both behind him. This is perfect. He did it exactly how he should. Let them go and let them walk to the slaughter. Kjaerbye gets both, and finally North get another round.
Oh, I was nervous for that one. When you got players in front of you and it's such an important situation. If you missed one of those shots, if the first player doesn't go down quickly, it could all fall apart, but that was perfect. Gets in towards A, and it's not that the CTs really did anything wrong. They did stick together. They were anticipating to be in the pit or something like that, but he gets in a really lovely spot, and luckily for him, they do come up, making a lot of noise towards middle.
Yeah, and as soon as he heard both, he said, I can't stay in the corner. One of them at least will check that. Very smart to slide up the stairs, just be out of vision. That's exactly how that had to go, and it does. It now puts 14 rounds on the board for North. Now, it also leaves potential for another 3-round reset, meaning that they wouldn't have much money left over, and Liquid would find 12 in doing so. So there's a great chance that Liquid can still complete the comeback, don't get me wrong. Timeout from North to try and adjust any issues that they've identified and really put this series and game and series, I put that out of order, to bed.
Yeah.
It's like Hemoroni with priorities. You can get a guy killed, or worse, expelled.
Famous for Taco. So money now whittled down for them. If they lose this round, not only is this series points, elimination points, they'll be eco. So they have to win this one. I think they probably goes without saying considering the scoreline, but still more so than ever. Nitro, the timing there is so unfortunate. That was a guaranteed kill. MSL was about to walk into his crosshair, then he moves. Oh well. Still alive.
Move on. Happens a lot in Counter-Strike, it seems. I bet you at home, for those of you who play a lot of Counter-Strike, I bet you it happens a lot to you and you don't even realize it. Go watch some demos. You'd be surprised how frequent that is the case. Just at the pro level where those bizarre timing scenarios tend to happen. Smoke goes deep from Naf. He'll hold off Banana with that, but that's all he's using to hold Banana. In fact, he's fallen all the way back to the site, and rightfully so, as MSL has already breached the position and gone toward the sandbags. Good shot from Nitro. Smartly backs off as well, knowing that the mid wall's lost. Easy's very close, just barely gonna miss out. But Taco, not with the gun drawn, was not ready for him to be so close, and AZ's found two. This will open up the A site, and we might get back-to-back rounds for North.
And elimination point. At this stage, like I said, no money for Liquid. They might have considered just saving and not even going for this one because their money is going to be absolutely ruined. They're going to let AZ have it. Those two kills. It looked like it was going to fall apart. Nitro with the opening kill. He falls back towards B. And at that point, AZ helps himself to two players actually rotating towards the other bomb site. He nails both of them, and that's enough to win the round. There's been a couple of those now where AZ is the only player fragging on the north side to win a round. Just needs two this time. And Liquid, like I said, they have to save here. No one's got anything above $1,000. So they just have to hold on to the AWP 2M4s, force around them. It's not going to be pretty. And now, similar situation to what North had on training from them, but they were 15-10 down and brought it back to overtime. It's going to be 15-11 now in favor of North. It's Liquid on the chase at this point.
One to go. On the chase. Not a lot to invest. The op for Nitro. So they'll come within reach of North in this map, but may not get there in the end. This Liquid's map choice, remember it was the other map, Train, that we were saying Liquid was going to steal one away. It's North's turn to do the same, and they might get away with it with 1 round to go. Taco already peeking down middle, throws a nade that direction. It only does minor damage to both MSL and Kjaerbye. They'll throw nades of their own, clear the corner. That's one way of doing so.
Do or die time. 4 rounds in a row just for overtime. Liquid have looked lackluster this tournament. Disappointing result yesterday. And now looking down the barrel of elimination. It's pretty much as bad as the tournament can go.
Molotov in toward the boiler stairs. Quick little pop flash thrown from the railing as they run through. Taco behind this smoke. He'll know everything that rides in this round. Elige starts it off. That's a breath of fresh air for them. But just because he got a kill on Banana doesn't mean it's all for fair play, because they're going to go back in that direction regardless and start to push toward B. So now Elige has to work with Naf effectively.
Certainly does.
Favors them in some ways because that's 2 rifles on the site.
We'll see what can happen here. Elige poised. Oh, but AZ's been so good for this squad. But Elige, he had them all lined up, map. 3 versus 3 now. The bomb will be planted. CTs have got 1 kit. But one of these players with the MP9 might have a chance here, Mertz. Somewhat panicking. Oh, nice little Molotov though. Bounces it off the pillar. Not going to be enough for the kill. Mertz drops, but so does Taco. 2 on 2. Is this it?
Might be. Valde's got water position held. And Twist doesn't want to push through until Nitro's closer. He's spotted. Good shoulder peek from Valde. Twist walks out and it's done. Valde has confirmed that Liquid are out of ESL One Cologne.
Congratulations to North. Everyone's been saying that they're a team that's bouncing back, and it seems to be ringing true. Every single tournament getting a little bit better, and they've managed to recover from what happened yesterday against Fnatic. They win against a very strong Team Liquid. Maybe not at this event, but this year has been great for them. They're a big dog to take down, and that's North looking much stronger.
Yeah, disappointing for Liquid. You can't deny that. I mean, they have been looking very strong this year, and they would have wanted to get into the Lanxess arena. With that said, you would desperately expect that North had to start improving at some point, and it's solid to see. With that said, we'll send it back over to Alex on the desk.
Thank you very much, boys. Yes, indeed. North do manage to prevail versus, and it's an interesting conversation. What Liquid was this? Was this the Team Liquid we've seen in 2018, or was this a new iteration of Team Liquid? I mean, was this something that was weaker, something that was hamstrung? And if I just go ahead and remind you that we also have an interesting conversation to be had. The fact of the matter is, Duncan was so engrossed in that. I can actually bring him in. He was actually having a conversation with himself in the mirror, hyping himself up to analyze this one. Here he is. I'll just get him in now.
I'm going to give him a bit of assistance here, Alex. I'm going to hold this down to help the viewers at home as we do this, and you look beautiful on the camera.
Okay, here I am. I'm looking beautiful on the camera, or at least trying to.
You can still talk,
you
so
can still
I can
talk.
also
So, Chad,
assist.
what I would like to do is just hear your initial thoughts on the fact that North just 2-0'd Team Liquid.
Can we keep the camera on you and you move your mouth and pretend with the talking? So basically, the fact of the matter is Liquid here have underperformed hugely. This is not acceptable for them. I thought going home from Brazil, they were going to come out swinging. They were going to have their map pool identified. They've picked into 2 maps that North are very well prepared on. They have a lot of strategies, and they've just looked solid across the board. And fantastic news is, in the last couple of months, AZ has started to look like his former self. And if that can continue, Kjaerbye can chime in and Valde can be solid as a rock. Things are going to be looking good for this North roster, Alex.
Couldn't agree more, Chad. Yes, thank you for that one, as we are go ahead and making do. But it was such a strong start as well. When you take a look through these highlights, you'll notice that it was incremental for Liquid's rise throughout this map. They couldn't necessarily make the initial impact they wanted to early. Finally, we saw them kind of break buck the trend, but it didn't last long. I mean, a 10-2 moment here, and you can see Taco did manage to bring it to 3, but it was so backwards, and so 10 rounds on T side was enough.
You could see the fact that they were able to grind in and get 5 in the first half is pretty good considering how things were going. You could see what I'm talking about where they have moves, they don't have full executes. The difference is with North, when they do an execute, they're using Molotov smokes and flashes to displace you, whereas when you can see there was a round early for Liquid, it was a 20-second B hit with 2 smokes and 1 flash, because they didn't really have a lot of utility left. That means, hey, we did our default, we didn't find picks, no one was able to make a play, now we have to hope out we can trade efficiently onto the bomb site, and that's not enough. That is just, it's just not enough for a T side.
And I have to, I mean, that clutch from Kjaerbye, I think you caught it as well, Duncan. It was so close. He started running at the top of Banana. He started planting on 6 seconds, and a huge part of where that win came from.
Yeah, very, very well played. The thing from North here on this particular map, this was actually a good win for the team overall, because it wasn't like someone just fragged out. Like, Izzy had very good frags, obviously, overall, which suggests that the team's working well, because he's not in star positions, you know, he's not set up to be the big fragger. But it was just like they did correct decisions. Team Liquid definitely opened the door for them many, many times, though I have to say it was very weak. Like, this was their map pick. This should have been the one where, even when they had the fairly weak first half, you thought, right, on CT side, they can get rolling, they can get double digits. It never was happening for them.
Well, something that's happening now for you guys at home is hearing from Kjaerbye, the guy that picked up the clutch and one of the many players of North who has advanced in the lower bracket and keeps his dreams alive. Trace is standing by. How's it going over there?
Yes, indeed. They have done it. North have eliminated Liquid here at ESL One Cologne. I'm standing with a man who had just a bit of an impact on that. Kjaerbye, congratulations on picking up this W. Let's start off with Inferno and perhaps your CT sides here.
Yeah, we got rolling really good. I think like we read them really well. The anti-strat was great, and it's just really hard for them on Inferno when we get off to a good start. We have so many different plays, and they felt a bit frustrated.
You could just see the sort of unconcentrated approach there. They didn't know how to respond to you guys on your CT side. But flipping the script over to T side, you had an awesome 1v2, and I really think that one helped to kind of turn the tide and really solidify you guys to pick the W up here. Talk to me about what happened in your mind during the 1v2.
I kind of got the bomb. CT spawn was smoked, 30 seconds. I heard both guys step. So I was just walking out Banana, and then I just ran A with 20 seconds. And I think it's the oldest Inferno clutch play in history. Get in boiler and get behind them if they run short. So I was a bit lucky, and I played the right decision as well, and a good timing.
Yes, it absolutely worked out in your favor. Now, one last question I have for you. Poised to play against the loser of FaZe and Made in Brazil. Going to be a tough one nonetheless, but I think already you guys have found success here. Who do you want to play and why?
To be honest, I don't care who we play. I think FaZe will win, and we will play the Brazilians. We practiced a bit against them, so I think it could be a really good test for us to play against them. We haven't got many chances on the big stage this year, so we're just really pumped, and we also expect ourselves to win today. So it's a good day.
It is a good day. Congratulations, Kjaerbye. And again, we're going to be moving forward, but not before we head back to the desk with Alex and the guys.
Yes, thank you so much. And indeed, the loser of this crazy matchup that's happening today, FaZe versus MIBR, the loser of which North will meet. And of course, I think Kjaerbye is very honest when he says, I don't care, because both opponents are going to be a terrifying force to be reckoned with, and we'll be seeing how that one plays out, of course, another day. For now, North can put their feet up and do some more homework. For now, you guys can go ahead and get off your feet and go ahead and grab yourself a snack or beverage or whatever else in between. Maybe play some DM, because in just a couple of minutes, we'll be right back with more Counter-Strike. Another best of 3 coming up after this.
ESL One Cologne.